All right, we are back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith. I got Richie this evening. Rich, how we doing, man?
Oh, we're doing great, man. Just waiting for anticipation for kickoff in about 45 minutes. How's it your way, Duke?
Oh, can't complain. Been watching all the games, what college football has to offer. But if we start this thing off right, for everybody out there watching, if you could hit the like and subscribe button and help us grow this thing, we've been doing a pretty good job of that on the podcast. We're getting it turned up. We got tons of action going on right now. We got the Clemson Tigers taking on the Texas Longhorns. Sark versus Dabo. So, you know, we got that game. It's coming to an end. Clemson down 24-38. We'll hop back into this and we'll briefly go over Notre Dame, Indiana. Rich, what did you think about that?
I was not surprised one bit with the manhandling Notre Dame put on display last night. They're the more physical team, the more talented team. I I wasn't surprised. And Indiana, they are who we thought they aren't. How about that?
Well, I've had discussions about this. We've went down this. Oh, Ryan Day's beard.
Oh, that's my dude. What's up?
What's up? Um, yeah, we've had discussions, and I've asked people about the Indiana thing, and I get mixed reviews on it because like we've said all year, or like I've said, you can't pick up Indiana and say they're good when it fits your argument. You know,
True.
so that's
True.
one thing that rolls into it. If you look at it, that was something I said coming into the Notre Dame Indiana game. Notre Dame was better in the trenches. It was evident by that. Jeremiah Love, 8 carries, 108 yards. Um, that's a that's a pretty good tote in the rock there. Averaged 13 and a half yards per carry.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's those are college football 25 numbers on varsity or freshman mode.
Yeah. So, and then you had Jordan Faison with a breakout game, which was good for him. Notre Dame played really well on all three phases of the ball. I thought the defense kind of let up at the end there, let Indiana score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But, going into the fourth quarter, the game was in hand. It was, you know, at one point 20 to 3. So not a lot there. I don't think we've really learned a lot. And a lot of people have been on we don't know what Notre Dame is. We don't know if they're good or not. Wow, that was shocking, Sark. Arch Manning stuffed at midfield on fourth down. Why wouldn't you just punt it?
Yeah.
They have no timeouts, and you're up by 2 scores.
Yeah, you're gonna give them a little bit more.
I get it. You get that 1 yard, and the game is bad snap. Well, I guess we shall never know. So we'll hop into the next playoff game here. The Penn State Nittany Lions took on the SMU Mustangs, which I, at the beginning of the year, argued that they were going to get in. Some people didn't agree with that. They said the ACC was only going to get one team, and there's another big play by Cade Klubnik and Clemson. So we might have I know there are some bettors that are hoping for a touchdown. I know that. Well, hopping back into SMU Penn State, this was something that I I argued that they were going to put them in if the other SEC teams faltered, like Alabama did down the stretch and Ole
Right.
Miss did, and the amount of beat Kentucky tweets have been all over Twitter all day. Um, I think that it's just something that you have to deal with, you have to live with. But based on criteria, they put Indiana and SMU in. So I think that based on criteria, they were kind of they could justify it on the criteria argument. Now, eye test wise, no way. It was SMU. Although I do think SMU is an up and coming program, I think they by making the playoffs I don't know if it hurts them. I think that it was good for the program to.
Yeah, I agree. I think it helps with recruiting. Since they're getting the big oil money down there in Texas, it's going to just attract more kids to go there. Because they got eliminated in the first round, but when was the last time the Pony Express was relevant, Duke? The Craig James days, the Eric Dickerson days.
Yeah, because they got at the end of the 80s. Into the 86 season is when they got the
death penalty.
Yes, death penalty. I don't. Nope, that's not a catch. But at the end there, Lashley puts the backups in. What do we got here?
Texas just recovered.
I don't care what the score was. Between those teams doesn't belong. Well, I disagree. I don't think SMU is one of the best 12 teams in the nation. I mean, that was pretty evident today. Kevin Jennings, 3 interceptions for 195. SMU ran the ball 36 times for 58 yards. I think it goes to show you that and the ACC gets 2 teams in, and they're going to be eliminated in the first weekend of the playoffs. So, you can't watch the SMU Penn State game, which hopefully Zach breaks that down in the film room and just watch how SMU got caved in up front.
I knew it wasn't going to be close because SMU has not played a defensive line as formidable as Penn State. They were flying all over the ball. I mean, they were blowing up blocks right and left. I mean, their QB was just running for his life the entire game.
I think it would be interesting to put SMU in the SEC, give them Georgia's schedule, give them somebody's schedule like Mississippi State's schedule and see how many games they win. I bet they end up with 3 losses.
I'd say maybe 4.
So, I mean, they lost to BYU on the road, was their only non-con loss. But I just, going into that game, looking at it, as soon as the announcement was released, or when they put it out, I think if SMU would have played Alabama, it would have looked like that. SMU plays Ole Miss, it would have looked like that, or South Carolina. But those programs had those losses. It is what it is, but
well, Tennessee's just walking right by Ohio State. There's some John.
Yeah, and that was something else I wanted to talk about, the amount of stuff that's been gone into this. the Tennessee Ohio State thing about the tickets and the fans, and I just like whatever, like strap it up and let's play.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's Jack. There's Sawyer. Oh man.
I mean,
now I kind of wish I would have went down. Damn it.
we're gonna see it.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the nature of the game, though. Guys are gonna talk.
Yeah, and back to the SMU thing. It's not that I don't think SMU is a bad program. I just don't think they're to the level of where Penn State's at, or Oregon, which I have Oregon. Whoever wins this game tonight, I think beats Oregon.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If Ohio State comes out there, handles their business, I think we'll get a revenge game against Oregon.
Yeah, that's the thing. What do we got? What we got here? Yeah, I understand that wins have to matter, but the issue I have is that if you hold up the schedules next to each other, there's a glaring difference on SMU's schedule. Nevada, Houston Christian, BYU, TCU, Florida State, Louisville, Stanford, Duke, Pitt, Boston College, Virginia, Cal, Clemson. The only team that they played that was ranked was Louisville and Pitt. And Pitt had just came off of that loss that was to Clemson because I was there for that one.
Yeah.
I find it very interesting that they want to. I just see Justin Spiro tweet out. You had bad games the first week of the playoff. Let's expand it and make it more.
I think you got to leave it at 12. You don't. It'll be too oversaturated.
Because they're gonna move it to 14, and then I think it'll be at 24. Because
that's too much, man. It's just I think the way they have it now and next year, I think that's it. Keep moving the goalposts. Who gets in? Keep moving the goal. Like
it's a participation trophy thing, and I think that since you've done this, it's not going to work.
Did you watch the Steelers game?
Not really.
No, I didn't either.
I recorded it. I'll watch it probably tomorrow or sometime, but yeah, I get you on the. I feel like it's a participation trophy thing. It's bad. Like they're gonna end up with putting a bunch of teams in that don't deserve to be in.
Well, I mean that's like how it is in the Ohio high school football playoffs. They used to be top 8 teams getting the playoffs. Now it's the top 16 teams. They're putting losing records in, and people getting blown out like 70-0. A 1 seed Eds is playing like I don't know who to Rocky River, and they're just killing. They just destroy them, embarrass them.
Nothing tops what.
Like you said, it's a participation trophy type of mentality.
Nothing tops Indiana. Indiana gives every single team. All right, let's see here. Oh, Dave is here. What's up, Dave?
Does make a point.
I mean, he does make a point, but I think it would have been. I think you would have had a more competitive game if you would have had Bama and Ole Miss there, and I think James Franklin might have, woke up and remembered he's James Franklin and splattered the bed. And that was I'm watching the highlights of the Steelers game. That was a bad throw by Russ.
Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah, well, probably be Justin Fields' time in Pittsburgh before you know it. But I don't know. I think they should have went to 8 teams. You had 4 conference champions, Notre Dame, and 3 at-larges, which probably would have been Penn State, Ohio State, and Tennessee. And then you didn't have to do the bye thing, and then you don't have to do the group of 5 thing. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be shocked if Penn State blows Boise out.
If Penn State blows Boise out?
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been close. I mean, they're too one-dimensional.
Cade Klubnik threw for 336 today.
336.
336, 3 tubs, and a pick.
Luke, hold on one sec. Someone's
gotcha. But yeah, going over the Texas thing. Texas ran the ball 48 times for 292 yards. Quinn Ewers 17 of 24 for 202. We shall see. As the stadium, I got the game pulled up, but as the stadium is being showed at Ohio State, there's noticeably a lot of orange there. But Texas overall, I think Texas probably played their best game of the year.
I would say they did. Defensively, they played outstanding.
Yeah, and Clemson did not have a running back at all today.
No.
That kid was hurt. So I think that, where we're heading here, I think we're going to find out if some teams are for real or not. I think this is the biggest for real test for Texas going forward, because they're going to have to be able to shut down Scatterboo, Penn State, if they can keep it rolling. Notre Dame's taking on Georgia, and I like that matchup. I think Notre Dame has.
I do too. I think that's going to be we're going to see how Notre Dame is against Georgia, the top dogs.
Yeah, literally top dogs. But if you're in Springfield, they'd probably eat them.
They're eating the pets.
Yeah, so I guess we can, look at. Let me pull up the bracket here and see. Texas, Arizona State. Texas, 12.5-point favorites already.
Wow.
Penn State, -10. And ESPN Bet has UGA -1.5. So that's virtually almost a pick 'em. I cannot believe we're going to watch two second round playoff games with double-digit favorites. Now, Arizona State got there because they won their conference. You can't argue that.
Right. Oh, definitely.
And Boise has been hanging their hat on losing to Oregon by a field goal when Oregon started the season super slow.
Very slow. They struggled against Wyoming. They had issues, like you said, with
Idaho.
Who was it? Idaho?
Idaho State. It's been the whole state of Idaho of who Oregon has struggled with. Here we go. Davis here's got another one. I think they should make it a playoff. Get rid of the option.
I say you just take the 12 best schools, like Dave's saying, like you
I think you have to they want to put some onus on the conference championship because they pay money for those games. But we'll hop into a little bit more, but first we'll reset the show. If you're watching out there on Twitter, come on over to YouTube. We got a couple people in the chat here tonight. We're going to be taking questions all the way up until the Ohio State game. Whenever that kicks off, it'll probably be 8:05, 8:10, probably somewhere in there. We'll be here for a little bit.
yeah.
But yeah, smash that like and subscribe button. Help us grow this show. But yeah, Rich, I don't know. Double-digit favorites in the second round. Getting the 12 best schools is, I don't know. It's kind of
a tall task.
Yeah, and I mean nobody cares about bowl games at all. I think that's over with. But this is an extreme circumstance for the night game tonight. Yes, Dave has a really good point here. I totally agree with you on that because the clear cut criteria is by them putting SMU in. That is what they fell back on, saying the criteria SMU and Indiana met the criteria. They're showing the shoe right now, and oh buddy, I see a lot of orange in that lower bowl.
It's that's where they usually all the visiting fans sit in that lower bowl, like where the band comes out. That's like the main area down low and up top in C deck. So, and I'd say there's scatter of orange in the horseshoe. I don't think there's a Tennessee takeover like they were saying on Twitter.
I don't think it's a takeover. I think it's one of those that they have an abundantly more fans than usual. And, the wild thing is that I cannot believe they wouldn't have Archie Griffin dot the I tonight.
Who is dotting? Do they say if there's anybody special dotting the I?
I don't think so.
Here they come.
Yep, you're right, Dave. You're right. Yeah, so I just, I think it's all on the line tonight for Ryan Day.
I think it is too. Did you see like any of the skull session stuff? Like what he was talking about, like in the skull session?
I seen that it got posted, but I didn't.
I saw a little bit. They're locked in. I could tell. I just haven't. They're just locked in.
And a lot of people think it's going to be a weather thing. I'm not sure if it's going to be a weather thing.
I don't think it's going to be a weather thing either. Now, if it was snowing, wind was blowing, oh, definitely. But Tennessee has the same type of weather, just like Ohio, just a little bit warmer, but not by much. And I did see them playing. They were practicing indoors earlier this week, but maybe they said they went outside and practiced. So we'll see. I think it's going to just come down to hat on hat football. Who has the least amount of missed tackles takes care of the football.
Did you see Heupel get off the bus?
No, I did not. Did you?
Oh yeah, Tennessee is pumped when he He's ready to go because a lot of people are counting him out.
A lot of people are counting Ohio State out.
I think that, a lot of people are saying that it's because they have a home game. They got they got all. I can't believe they're showing this much of the band. What we got here, Dave? Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the very few Ohio State games that we've got into. Like, I don't know which team's going to show up for me. That's one thing that I find very.
But we finally have a freaking ass night game this year.
No, I'm sure the Blue Hairs are not happy about this, and
let them.
I think that it's and along the lines with the SMU thing, I think that this is a big put up or shut up for Ohio State tonight. I think it's like in the new Halloween, whenever they're talking about. Yeah, I agree with Dave here. If the coaches get out of the way, it'll be okay. Yeah, well, tell the guy with the beard that.
I think he's in our chat.
Yeah. I think tonight's going to be very, very interesting. Highly emotional game. Notre Dame, on Friday night got it right there wrong. But as soon as me and Carter had talked a little bit, and I told him, I said, as soon as Notre Dame beats them, it's going to be Indiana's not any good. And what are they saying today? Well, Indiana didn't deserve to be there. That's the only reason Notre Dame beat them. It's the same thing. I find it interesting because, like, let's say Notre Dame beats Georgia, it'll be, well, Carson Beck was out, and Georgia wasn't Georgia of old. So, I think that a lot of people need to temper the expectation on some of this stuff.
Is there a band member crying?
Oh yeah, because this is
the last game, home game for them too.
Yep.
Man, I wish I would have went down.
I thought about it, but the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I'm like, do I want to sit in the cold?
Just bring a flask, Duke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're that person crying. Let's go. Let's dot that I, baby.
Sam Kim, yes. Clemson did. They gave it the good old college try, I'm afraid.
See, I thought that it was going to be a closer game than it was. I thought it was going to. I mean, but they were starting to come back, but I'm like, oh shit, like Clemson might be trying to shock the world tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Have to see what Dabo does in the portal. I wouldn't write Clemson off. A lot of people want Dabo fired, but his ACC championship ring says otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody wants, if they lose again, fire them. They need to be fired. Fire them. Get rid of them. It's like, enough with this shit.
Yeah, Dave, I don't know. I guess we'll see how the night goes on with the orange because we'll just see. I think that it's good that I wonder what the TV numbers are from today, because the NFL decided to play 2 Saturday games.
Yeah, I saw, and I did not watch any NFL today at all.
I didn't either. Like
I tried watching my multi-view, and I was like, this is. I gotta have one screen going on with the playoffs going, with the college football playoffs going on.
I'm much rather watching the college football playoffs, and the Steelers Ravens is a big deal. It's just, why do you have this on Saturday when you play? But yep, I agree.
Yeah, Dave, I agree with you there too. He's gonna bring him in. Here we go.
Yep, we're 11 minutes away till kickoff. They're getting ready to dot the I in Columbus. How about this? If you're the person that's dotting the I,
you got 2 double scripts.
Yep. That's a big deal in my opinion. Being the first person to dot the I at a playoff game.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we are witnessing history right now.
Oh yeah,
which is cool. I mean, it's cool. Like I never thought we'd ever come to this with the college football. I thought we would always have the Pop-Tart Bowl and all these meaningless bowls. Now we finally got regular playoff football in college, and I'm excited for this, how it's going in terms of the sport. You're going to be I mean, that was the first time Texas and Clemson even played each other. Like I was blown away when I heard that stat today.
Oh yeah, and like Indiana winning at Notre Dame, they haven't done it since the I think they said the late 1800s. Don't quote me on that, but
right. Michael just sent me a picture of where he's sitting at. He's got a good view.
Oh, yeah. 1898 is the last time Indiana won at Notre Dame.
Jeez. I mean, imagine if Indiana was, if that would have happened in Notre Dame yesterday. Holy shit! You'd hear about that for the next 30 years.
Oh, they would have been ready to. They would have wanted to throw Marcus Freeman out.
They would have.
So that's what we got. We're almost to kickoff. I guess we'll ask Rich, what is your prediction for tonight's game?
I'm gonna go 35-24 Ohio State.
I don't have an exact round number. I don't know how it's going to flow game to game or the end game. Give me Tennessee in a field goal.
Tennessee in a field goal.
Because there's just something I don't trust about the Ohio State offense with Will Howard. And I think they're going to I think Ryan Day might turtle.
We shall see in about 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes.
Yep, that's what I think, and we'll see. I think Will Howard and the offensive line, it's going to be a lot of depending on them. Tennessee's front's no joke. And what does Tennessee do? What travels the best? Defense and running the ball. That's what they do. Carter brought up that, they haven't really played a top 10 defense, so I guess we'll see. This is where we're at. But Rich, you got anything else? The game is.
I got nothing else, man. Go Buckeyes. just to handle our business.
Yep, we shall see where it goes. It's either going to be flying high on Rocky Top as they come out the tunnel here, and I'm assuming Tennessee is wearing all white. Yep, the Vols are wearing all white, and Ohio
Bobby
State.
Hill.
So we shall see. Tennessee's first time up in the horseshoe. This is, we'll see. But I guess with that being said, everybody have a good night, and we'll see what the Buckeyes do. If it's an absolute meltdown and you see we're live again, something good didn't happen. So with that being said, everybody have a good night.
Have a great night, everybody.